It got to me. Vine stopped cycling videos after online abuse. Now, for those of you that don't know about Jeremy Vine and his fame, basically, you all know the archetype of the cyclist. They were even parodied like massively in Monkey Dust. We are the cyclists. We must return to the hive. Like those guys. Basically, nobody likes cyclists. Nobody likes them. They block the road. They block the way. I remember when me and all my friends were going up to Malardick Valley and we were going through the Glencoe Drive. By the way, if you ever come to Scotland, take the West Coast, go through the Glencoe Drive. Beautiful. But huge line of traffic, and there was a great big truck right at the very front with all the logs on it, and there was just cyclists blocking the way. Huge backed up traffic, nobody could get past them, especially because this truck, right? This truck, obviously, it takes longer for a truck, especially when carrying such a heavy load, to accelerate. I don't blame the guy, right? It's not his fault. It's the cyclist's fault for not getting off the side and letting traffic pass. The whole line was beeping, they didn't care. And I remember going on my CB radio because we went up in a fleet of cars and we were communicating on CB. I said, I hope that that final destination truck flattens the bastards. Forgetting that truck drivers also use CB, and the guy got on and went, I'm fucking tempted, mate. So I told him to do it and we wouldn't snitch on him. But anyway, Jeremy Vine has said he will no longer post videos of his encounters with motorists while cycling because of the level of online abuse he receives, saying it did get to me. So he was the type of guy that would basically go flying down and scream at people and scream at motorists. He was the absolute archetype of the prick cyclist. Everybody in the road hates the cyclist. Nobody likes them. Nobody likes the cyclists, right? But he was like the king of them. He became the most famous one. Everybody hated him. Everybody clowned on him because he was just that arrogant prick where he thinks, oh, I'm on a cycle, so I get to rule the road, while accusing motorists, going, you think you own the road? Like, yeah, those guys. That was Jeremy Vine. He's an insufferable leftist as well. The TV and radio presenter has for years been posting clips of his London commute and making the case that some motorists in his video are driving dangerously and greater consideration needs to be given to cyclists. He spoke to BBC Radio 4's World at 1 on Monday about his decision after announcing on social media on Sunday that he would stop uploading the videos. I do have to deal with quite a lot of incoming what you would have called flack in the olden days, but now they call it trolling, he said. I shouldn't mind, but in the end, I just thought I just want to now switch the narrative. I don't want to do this anymore, and in the end, it did get to me, the BBC Radio 2 presenter added. Internet 1, Jeremy Vine, no. Car driving is a religion in this country, he said, adding, if you say anything that runs counter, that's what you get. No, you're saying if you say anything that's counter to car driving, no. That's I've seen your videos. That's not what you were doing. Like if anyone came into work in here and went, "Oh, I cycle to work," everyone would be like, "Nobody cares. Nobody cares. I cycle. Oh, that's cool." No one cares. However, if you cycle and you are an absolute prick about it, as the vast majority of cyclists tend to be, right, then we have a bit of an issue. And you weren't getting bullied for cycling. You were getting bullied for being a prick while cycling and acting just like this smug, arrogant bastard. You were the cyclist archetype. We are the cyclists. You should watch that skit. You should watch Monkey Dust in general. It was great. The creator was diagnosed with cancer and knew he was dying, and he just went, you know what, fuck it. I'm going to create one of the most offensive shows that's ever been on British TV. Monkey Dust is very good. He read out examples of the comments he had received online, in which people said they wanted to see him injured on the road or made personal comments about his family. Wishing harm on him, bad tack. That's not nice. That's not nice. Making comments about his family, well, that sounds bad on its own, but for example, did someone say, your mum's a hoe? You know, because that doesn't sound as bad. Maybe his mum is a hoe. I don't know. Right? But basically, I don't like it phrased like that. He made personal comments about his family. Oh, how terrible. Your mum's a hoe. Please only upload another cycling video if it's you getting run down and hospitalised, was among the comments Vine read out. That's not nice. Many of Vine's posts sparked debate online over both the driver's actions and his own, while some language used by Vine when talking about the motorists has been divisive. Last week, he told broadcaster Gabby Rosalind's podcast all the people who are not getting enough sex lock themselves in small metal boxes and drive around London when describing his experiences in the capital. Oh yeah, that's why people drive cars, because they're not getting enough pussy. That's right, Jeremy. Yeah, says the fucking virgin on a bike. Look at me pedaling through London town. Oh, screaming at motorists. I'm sorry, but the man with anger issues screaming at people because cars also get to use the road, that's a man that's not getting pussy, Jeremy. That's fundamentally what's going on in our society, he added. Challenged by World at One presenter Sarah Montague over whether his own behaviour had been militant, Vine said he was just a safety first kind of guy, which is why he sometimes willingly put himself into such hitting the brakes at the very last second to overly dramatise what just happened. Yeah, that's something that he did a lot. If you drive and you're wanting your kids to be safe on the back, you're just a sensible person, he added. If you cycle and you'd really rather not have your head crushed by the wheel of a bus, you're described as a militant or radical. That's not what you were doing. That's not what you were doing, Jeremy. We've all seen the videos. Vine also mentioned his bike recently being stolen from his home among the reasons why he plans to stop posting the clips. Your bike gets stolen in London. Oh man, I wonder who done that. Writing on social media, he said the trolling just got too bad. They have had well over 100 million views, but in the end, the anger they generate has genuinely upset me. My aim was only to get all of us who drive to think about the dangers of trying to move around cities on a push bike. Now, he is correct where before you change lanes or before you make any kind of turn, check your wing mirror. Check your wing mirror. It's the easiest thing. It takes 2 little seconds, right? Just check your wing mirror. So that's the one thing I'll agree with Jeremy Vine on. Motorists should always check their mirrors. Absolutely. Before changing lanes, before turning, absolutely you should check your mirrors. Cyclists also need to be wary that I am in a giant metal death machine and they are on a little gay bike. Right? So basically, if we collide, and I'm going to win that little altercation, right? So they need to be a lot more mindful. The same as people on motorbikes need to be a lot more mindful than everybody else on the road. The motorcyclists need to treat everything on the road as a possible threat. Because if it's a car and you're going at 20 miles an hour and you bang into something and you ding, 20 miles an hour, not too bad. A motorcyclist, you're in trouble. You're in 20 miles, that's not that bad. Oh, my sweet summer child. Right, bear in mind, you're going to come off the bike and continue travelling along the ground at 20 miles an hour, possibly into a concrete embankment. That's not fun. That's not fun. Even at 20 miles an hour, that's definitely not fun. So, yeah, just basically check your mirrors. Everybody be safe on the road. That is correct. That's something that everyone should be doing. But Jeremy Vine, you're a complete prick about it. You are an absolute prat about it. It's again, it's the same way as Ted Kaczynski was absolutely correct in what he was saying. It's just the way he went about it, not the best. But anyway, I know I've sometimes got a little cross when a driver has, say, pulled out without looking, but I only ever uploaded the film to show the danger. In 2018, Vine told the London Assembly Transport Committee that he filmed up to 40 driving offences every day cycling from Chiswick in West London to the BBC offices in Oxford Circus. The year before, a woman was jailed for shouting and making a gun sign at him as he cycled home from work. I didn't know about that one. So she was jailed. How long for? I don't know how I feel about that. But basically, again, like I said, Jeremy Vine is correct where we should all be being very safe on the road. I like to be very safe on the road. My dad judges my driving all the time because I don't drive around like a maniac. I'm very, very safe on the road. Right? However, Jeremy's a prick.